Jimmy Carter will be honored at Washington funeral before burial in Georgia hometown. Jimmy Carter, who considered himself an outsider even as he sat in the Oval Office as the 39th U.S. president, will be honored Thursday with the pageantry of a funeral at Washington National Cathedral before a second service and burial in his tiny Georgia hometown. President Joe Biden, who was the first sitting senator to endorse Carter's 1976 presidential campaign, will eulogize his fellow Democrat 11 days before he leaves office. All of Carter's living successors are expected to attend the Washington funeral, including President-elect Donald Trump, who paid his respects before Carter's casket Wednesday. The rare gathering of commanders-in-chief is one example of how Thursday will be an unusual moment of comedy for the nation. Days of formal ceremonies and remembrances from political leaders, business titans and rank-and-file citizens have honored Carter for decency and using a prodigious work ethic to do more than obtain political power. He set a very high bar for presidents, how you can use voice and leadership for causes, said Bill Gates, the Microsoft co-founder whose foundation funded Carter's work to eliminate treatable diseases like the guinea worm. If you like the video, support us by subscribing. Gates spoke to the Associated Press on Wednesday shortly before flying to Washington for the funeral. Whatever prestige and resources you are lucky enough to have, ideally you can take those and take an even broader societal view in your post-private sector career, Gates said. Bernice King, daughter of slain civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., compared the two Georgians and Nobel Peace Prize winners. Both President Jimmy Carter and my father showed us what is possible when your faith compels you to live and lead from a love-centered place, said King, who is also planning to attend the Washington service. Presidents Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump and Joe Biden are expected to attend the state funeral of former President Jimmy Carter, who died December 29. It's an exceedingly rare convening, and it will mark the first time all of the club's living members will come face to face since the funeral of George H. W. Bush in December 2018. 6 years later, the group has a sharply fractured dynamic that will be closely watched at the Washington National Cathedral service. The former presidents have directly, and indirectly, spoken forcefully against Trump, who mounted a successful political comeback after his defeat 4 years ago and who in less than 2 weeks will return to the White House. In death, Democrats and Republicans alike rushed to pay tribute to Carter's legacy and the post-presidency example he set for decades. But in life, Carter's relationships with presidents were often more fraught, with Democrats like Clinton and Obama rarely seeking his guidance or publicly turning to him for fear of being too closely associated with a presidency that ended in defeat after one term. In a tribute to Carter's life last week, Obama highlighted a line from Carter's 2002 Nobel Peace Prize speech, "God gives us the capacity for choice. We can choose to alleviate suffering. We can choose to work together for peace." Yet when Obama won his Nobel Prize in 2009, which came as a surprise during his first year in office, he made no mention of Carter. He did, however, single out John F. Kennedy. In 2014, Carter candidly said that Obama did not reach out to him during his presidency. Asked by NBC News whether Obama seeks his counsel, Carter said, "Unfortunately, the answer is no. President Obama doesn't." He cited the Carter Center's strong and public position of equal treatment between the Palestinians and the Israelis as a reason for his distance from Obama. "I think this was a sensitive area in which the president didn't want to be involved." Some presidents leaned on Carter's experience and advice, as well as his diplomatic abilities. But Carter didn't shy away from using his platform to speak out against his successors when he felt it was warranted, sometimes causing them difficulties. Carter's legacy. With his successors and his predecessors, Carter marched to his own beat. He created relationships with some presidents, notably extending an olive branch early and often to Gerald Ford, whom he defeated in 1976, while never forging a true connection with Ronald Reagan, to whom he lost in 1980. Carter and his wife, Rosalind, were slow to get over slights from official Washington, perceived or real, after they left the White House. Carter was the last to follow the Harry Truman model of not profiting from a post-presidency through paid speeches or other endeavors. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe for daily updates.